Hey everyone, Wasim's here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to build this cool interactive reveal effect that lights up as border as you move your mouse over it. It's really a great way to add a simple but very modern micro interaction to your site. We'll do it with just a little bit of CSS and JavaScript. I've already gotten the code written, so let's break it down. So first, the HTML is incredibly simple. All we have is just one main div with an ID of tag cards interactive. So I'm using Tailwind for the basic styling, colors, and padding, but the core magic happens in our custom CSS and JavaScript. So let's focus on that. First, let's focus on the styles. All right, so that's our div. So we give it a position of absolute and instead of 0. The reason is this makes our pseudo-element perfectly cover the entire parent card. The border radius is just to match the card's border corners. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is for the radial gradient on the background. So what we're doing here is we're basically creating a 400 pixel circle of light that fades to transparent. The key here is that its position is set by two CSS custom properties, the mouse X and mouse Y. So think of these as variables that will update later with JavaScript to make the light follow the cursor. Now for the cool trick is for the masking. So you see this here, the WebKit mask and the mask composite. So those are what achieves it actually. So the mask property works like a stencil. We're actually defining two layers here. The first one is the linear gradient, and it creates a mask for the entire cards, including the padding area. Now for the mask composite, which is exclude or XOR for WebKit, it does something really brilliant. It does subtract the first mask from the second one, leaving only the area in between, which is our border. This is how we isolate perfectly the border area. Let's go ahead and remove these two properties and refresh to see how that changes. See, now we have this applying the entire background. And without the masking, it's impossible to do to apply the effect only on the border. So let's put it back in. And now we're using masking to just cover the area that we want to cover. All right. Now, lastly, for the pointer events to none, well, this is crucial actually, because this makes the pseudo element invisible to the mouse. So you can still click and interact with any content that's inside the card. All right, now that we're done with the CSS, let's move on to the JavaScript. In fact, the JavaScript is really very straightforward. So first, we grab the interactive card by getting it by ID for the ID that we have specified. And then we add a mouse move to our card, and that event listens to the whole window. So this way we can track the mouse movement on the whole page. What we're doing here is really to calculate the positions. So inside of the listener, we need to know where the mouse is relative to our card, not the whole window, of course. To do that, we first get the card's position and the size on the page using the getBoundingClientRect. And then what we do is we gotta calculate the X and the Y by subtracting the card's top left corner from the mouse's global position. So the rect represents the card and E represents the window. And then from there, the final piece is to set the properties for the mouse X and mouse Y. So as soon as those are updated, the CSS radial instantly re-renders the new position, creating that smooth tracking light effect. And there you have it. It's a really polished interactive effect using a combination of pseudo-element, CSS masking, and just a few lines of JavaScript to tie it all together. You can easily customize these colors and the size of the gradient to fit your own design, so please go on and experiment with that. If you found this tutorial helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content on coding, productivity, and tech. Let me know in the comments how you might use this. And remember, if you have a project that needs an expert touch in web or AI, my professional links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.